6, real world problems. So I'm giving you some functions and how we're going to use them with these real world situations. All of them are going to follow a linear type pattern. An equation of a line. Does anybody remember what the equation of a line is?
Y equals mx plus b.
Y equals mx plus b. So all of our real world scenarios that I'm giving you in this unit right now are going to follow this. But we're going to use function notation because we're talking about functions. And we generally don't always use f of x. We typically pick out letters that make sense for the problem. So if I'm talking about the cost, I use c. Time, I might use t, something like that. So generally, but I'm just going to put f of x right now, but just know that we'll change that based on the problem. If you put f of x on everything, it's not wrong. But when I do the notes and examples, they typically follow the letters from the problem. And we'll have some number times our variable plus another number. Generally, this is how you're going to set these up. 100% of the time, always no. Pretty much every time right now. So you're always going to have one number multiplied by your variable. In a word problem, you're looking for the word per. That generally means that's the number that's going to be multiplied by the variable. If you have a percentage, you always have a percentage of something. So usually your percentage is going to be multiplied by the variable. And then most of the time in these problems, you'll have a starting number, like, you know, maybe it's a fee that you get charged, just a even fee. That number is just a flat rate all the way across. That's generally going to be your number that's by itself, your y-intercept. So Owen paid a landscaping company $108 for an initial lawn treatment, then $74 per month thereafter. Write a function to represent the total cost for a landscaping job. So we're finding the cost, and that cost is based on what? What's my variable?
The months.
The number of months. So we're finding a cost based on the number of months. So I'm going to use C of M. You know, when I fill in numbers for my number of months, that gives me a cost. So, yes.
Why don't we just use y anymore?
They use function. You get higher up level, they use function notation. Because you're going to see problems like find C of 12. You don't have y. There's no y12. It's just notation wise. Just different. It's not.
So it just kind of shows what y is.
Yeah. Yeah. Same thing though. If you put y equals, that's fine. Alright, so C of M equals what? Any? Do what?
74x.
74 times my M, my number of months, plus what? 108. If you put the 108 first, if you do 108 plus 74M, that's fine too. As long as you don't have the M with the 108. Because the 108 doesn't change. You multiply your number of months by 74, and then you're adding 108 because that's from the very beginning. So we're picking up like how much he's giving to this company. Okay. So number 2 says to find C of 24, and then it asks what does that represent. So C of 24 means I'm going to take 24 and put it where? In the M spot. So C of 24 is 74 times 24 plus 108. All you gotta do is type that in your calculator. Madison, York, what did you get? 1,884, and it's a, I went ahead and put my dollar sign because we know it's a cost. So what does that 1,884 even mean in the context of this problem?
Cost of 2 years.
It's the cost, it's the total amount of money he's paid over 2 years. So it's the money paid over 2 years, or you could have said 24 months. Yeah. How long has Owen been receiving lawn service if he has paid a total of $2,994 to date? What are we going to plug in and where?
2,994 into f of x.
Yep. The 2,994 into the front, which we have C of M, or where f of x would be. We're setting our equation equal to 2994. So you're going to solve that equation. Suzanne, have you got an answer yet?
39.
39 is correct. And this is 39 what? Months. So after 39 months, he is paid almost $3,000. Probably lives somewhere where it's warm all year round and gets landscaping. All right. Any questions? Hannah's electricity company charges 12 cents per kilowatt hour plus a basic connection charge of $17 each month. We're going to be writing an equation to find out her monthly electricity bill. So what is my variable that I'm going to use in my equation? 12 cents is not the variable. What would I be plugging in for? The kilowatt hours. You can just put K. Just put one letter. Don't put more than one letter. Even though it says each month, our equation is for a month. So we're not going to use M for months in there anywhere. So you might want to use C for cost, whatever. B for bill. E for electricity, whatever. The cost, but it's based on the kilowatt hours. So we're going to use K. So the cost is based on the kilowatt hours, and that's equal to what? 0.12 K, right? So the 12 cents is per kilowatt hour, so we're going to multiply that by how much energy we used plus 17, because every bill you got $17. Maybe that's what they charge for them to come out and check your meter. So last month, Hannah used 995 kilowatt hours. How much was her bill? What are we plugging in and where?
995.
Yep. 995 is the kilowatt hour, so that goes in for K. So the cost for 995 kilowatt hours equals 0.12 K plus 17, and I need to plug in 995 there. Madison Hayes, do you have it? $136, any cents? 40 cents. Yep, and that's about what my electric bill is, which is actually pretty cheap. Half of my house is underground, so it's cheaper than most people. Alright, number 6. If Hannah's bill was $117.44, how many kilowatt hours did she use that month? What are we plugging in and where? The 117 and where? In the cost, in the very front, the C of M. So the cost is getting replaced with the 117.44. And you're solving that for K. You know, that bill is a little bit cheaper than the last question, so you should get a number not too far from 995, but it should definitely be lower. Like, you shouldn't get a number like 12. Katie, do you have an answer? 837 kilowatt hours. Any questions? Jeff works at a car lot and makes commission on what he sells. Generally, that's how people that work at car lots are paid. I don't know if this equation is actually how it's figured out, but it's made this problem. For each vehicle sold, he makes $60 plus 1% of the purchase price of the car. So this is the first time we've had a percentage. We don't use percent signs in our calculators. How would I make that a decimal?
A decimal over 2.
Move the decimal left 2, which makes it what? 0.01. Be careful, don't use 0.1, that's 10%. 0.01 is what we're going to use. So my function, let's see, we might use commission based on the purchase price of the car. Commission is what he brings home in his pocket. Purchase price is what the customer had to pay. So that's equal to, now $60 he makes no matter what the purchase price was. But he gets a little bonus. The more expensive car that you buy, the more money he's going to make. He's going to be a little pushy for you to buy an expensive car. So what do you think my equation is going to look like? 0.01 what? P plus 60 or X or whatever, it doesn't matter. So 0.01 P plus 60. If Jeff sold one car yesterday and made $188.60, what was the purchase price of the vehicle. So what are we plugging in and where?
188.60 for commission.
Yes, the 188.6 is the commission. That's what we're going to put in the front. C of P. This whole thing just represents the commission based on the purchase price. So 188.60 is 0.01 P plus 60. So you're going to solve that for P. All right. Kyla, what is the purchase price
Of the car?
of the car?
12,860.
12,860. Very good. Is that what you all got? Did you use, what did you get
Oh, wait, on that one.
on number 8? If you got 1,286, then you used 0.1 instead of 0.01. All right, number 9, last one we're going to do for today, real quick. Robin buys an SUV for $17,450. How much commission does Jeff make on this sale? So what are we plugging in? The 117 for P. You're just going to type that in your calculator. Harley, what'd you get? Perfect. $234.50.